Caliban! Welcome to Lazy Guides. I pick a random something in Warframe and briefly talk about it. I have a love-hate relationship with Caliban. Let's get into it. Here's my build. Now disclaimer, Lazy Guides is more like suggestions than actual guidelines. Keep that in mind and build your frames however you enjoy. Razor Gyre. Prioritize range, then strength. This spin to win ability applies Tau status, making enemies more vulnerable to all status effects, separate from viral, and also restores your Warframe shields and health. Sentient Wrath. Prioritize range, then strength, then duration. This CC mechanic applies Tau damage and increases enemy vulnerability. On top of that, it synergizes with your first ability, stacking even more Tau damage. Lethal Progeny. Prioritize duration, then strength. This provides 3 sentient minions to summon, but in this guide we'll be focusing only on the Ortholist. That's because his only current augment, Razor Mortar, groups enemies together while the Ortholist fires electric damage for 6 seconds on the unlucky cluster targets. Fusion Strike. Prioritize strength, then range. This ability creates 2 Kamehame style blasts that apply Tau damage with an AoE explosion. More importantly, it reduces enemies' defenses, not just shields, but armor as well. For his passive, allies within affinity range gain up to 50% resistance to the damage types they're currently taking, similar to the adaptation mod. For Archon Shards, I recommend Violet Shards gain ability damage affected by electricity status, or Crimson Shards for more duration on this build. All in all, Caliban has a solid kit and is a great frame to keep in your collection. However, there's one major caveat I keep running into when playing him in his current state, which is the elephant in the room, Razor Mortar mod. The augment basically defines Caliban's playstyle for better or worse. On one hand, it turns him into a high DPS powerhouse, but on the other, it makes the gameplay extremely repetitive. You end up just spinning in tight spaces, getting lost in the chaos, and barely using your weapons at all. It's straight up spin to win. The good news is that Caliban is still a relatively fresh frame, and Digital Extremes has plenty of wiggle room to add even more augments to diversify his kit. But for now, this is what we got. As always, fashion frame is true in-game, and comment below how lazy my builds are. Till next time.